Despite his widespread popularity, few realized the darker side of Bing Crosby's life that hid beneath his charming exterior. While he enjoyed incredible success with chart-topping hits and major film roles, he also faced personal struggles that shaped his journey. His relationships were often strained, and he faced accusations and rumors that questioned his character. Some sources suggest he was involved in disputes over royalties and contracts, and there were moments when his actions and choices drew criticism from peers and fans alike. Yet, he managed to maintain a carefully crafted image that hid these issues from the public eye for many years. Behind the scenes, Crosby's private life was marked by conflicts, regrets, and secrets that contrast sharply with his public persona. His methods of managing stress, his complicated friendships, and his approach to fame reveal a man wrestling with his own demons, even as he achieved legendary status. These hidden truths make his story even more intriguing, exposing a side of Bing Crosby few have seen. Since his rise to fame, Bing Crosby's velvety voice and magnetic charisma made him one of the most celebrated entertainers of the 20th century. His smooth, effortless crooning style revolutionized the way people thought about popular music and influenced generations of artists. His timeless hit White Christmas became the best-selling single of all time and is still loved today. On screen, Crosby showcased his talent in movies like Going My Way and The Bells of St. Mary's, where he combined charm, humor, and deep emotion, making audiences feel personally connected to his characters. Beyond acting and singing, he was a pioneer in recording technology, being one of the first to pre-record radio shows and films, which improved sound quality and allowed for better production methods. His innovative ideas helped shape the future of entertainment, inspiring others to follow his lead. Throughout his career, Bing Crosby received many awards, including an Academy Award, recognizing his outstanding contributions to film. His influence goes beyond his music and movies as he set new standards for the entertainment industry, leaving behind a legacy that still resonates today. His ability to entertain and connect with audiences made him a true cultural icon of his time and beyond. After establishing a charming and successful public image, Bing Crosby's real life was more complicated and often difficult tenant. While people saw him as a confident, easygoing man who brought joy to millions with his singing and acting, he faced many personal struggles behind the scenes. His marriage to Dixie Lee, an actress and singer, was filled with problems because their personalities clashed, and both had issues with drugs and alcohol. These challenges caused tension and heartache in their relationship. Crosby's way of raising his children was strict and disciplined, possibly influenced by how he was raised himself. This strictness created distance, making it harder for him to connect emotionally with his children. Even though his life had its hardships, there were also moments of love and happiness, but these were often hidden behind a facade of success. Overall, Crosby's story shows how someone who appears successful can still face inner battles and personal difficulties that are not always visible to the world. Since the release of Gary Crosby's memoir Going My Own Way in 1983, the public has learned a new and more complicated side of Bing Crosby, the legendary singer and actor. Gary, who was Bing's oldest son, revealed that his father was not only a talented performer, but also a strict and often harsh parent. According to Gary, Bing used discipline methods that sometimes went beyond normal boundaries and bordered on emotional and physical punishment. These methods reportedly left lasting scars on Gary and his siblings, shaping their childhoods in ways that were difficult to forget. Many fans of Bing Crosby who loved his smooth voice and friendly, warm persona found it difficult to absorb these new details. The revelations challenged their image of Crosby as the perfect, wholesome entertainer. Instead, they saw a man who was imperfect and who struggled with the difficulties of parenting while under the intense watch of fame. This conflict made people think about how even the most admired and beloved figures are human and can have personal flaws hidden behind their public image. The story also made many reflect on the pressures of fame and how it can sometimes create tough environments in families. In short, Gary Crosby's revelations changed how many people viewed Bing Crosby. They reminded everyone that behind the star's polished exterior, there can be a more complicated and personal story. These disclosures stirred discussions about the nature of parenting and fame, as well as the understanding that even the most admired celebrities can have difficult to see sides. The spotlight on Bing's life thus evolved from admiration to a deeper discussion about the complexities of human nature and the challenges faced by those in the entertainment world. People continued to think about the balance between a public figure's image and their private life, recognizing that everyone has their struggles. Since the beginning of his career, Bing Crosby's rise to fame was truly remarkable, as he changed the way people enjoyed music. His smooth baritone voice and perfect sense of rhythm made him stand out among other singers. Early on, he worked closely with well-known musicians such as Paul Whiteman and Bix Beiderbecke. These collaborations helped him develop his style and earned him respect in the jazz world. However, performing so often began to damage his vocal cords, which led him to change his style. Instead of fast jazz tunes, he focused on softer songs and ballads. This change not only kept his voice healthy, but also made him even more popular with the general public. His journey was not easy. He faced personal struggles like fighting alcohol problems in his youth. These difficulties, however, made him stronger and more determined. His ability to adapt and grow through hardships helped him become one of the most beloved entertainers of his time. Through hard work and a unique talent, Bing Crosby became a legend in music, inspiring many artists that followed. His influence extended beyond just singing, shaping the future of popular music and entertainment. Although he faced many challenges, his talent and perseverance led to a lasting legacy in the world of music. His contributions helped set the foundation for many singers and musicians who came after him, and his story remains a testament to the power of talent, resilience, and the desire to continually improve. Bing Crosby's impact on music endures to this day, reminding us of the importance of passion and dedication. Immediately following their marriage in 1930, during the peak of Bing Crosby's rising fame, their relationship became a complex and deeply emotional chapter in his life. Dixie Lee, who was herself a talented actress and singer, married Bing at a time when his career was beginning to soar. Their union was marked by both passionate love and underlying difficulties. Dixie often felt overshadowed by Bing's enormous fame, which caused her feelings of insecurity and frustration. As time went on, her struggles with alcoholism added to the family's hardships, creating moments of intense turmoil that affected everyone involved. Yet, despite these hardships, their love for each other remained strong, and they continued to share a deep bond. Their relationship endured through many ups and downs, leaving a lasting impression on their 4 children. The children experienced the emotional scars caused by their parents' struggles, witnessing the love, pain, and difficulties that shaped their family life. When Dixie died unexpectedly in 1952, it marked a turning point for Bing Crosby. Her death affected him deeply, leading him to reevaluate his priorities and seek redemption in his personal life. Her passing served as a reminder of the fragile nature of happiness and the importance of family, prompting Crosby to make changes and cherish the moments he had left with those he loved. After experiencing a devastating tragedy in 1943, the Crosby family had to confront the harsh reality of loss and destruction. That year, a terrible fire swept through their family home in Hillsborough, California, causing extensive damage. Many of their most cherished possessions were destroyed, including sentimental mementos and valuable memorabilia from Bing Crosby's successful career. These items held deep sentimental value, representing memories of his rise to fame and personal moments that could never be replaced. The fire was not only a physical loss, but also an emotional blow that left lasting scars on the family. It reminded them that even in a seemingly perfect and privileged life, difficulties and hardships could appear suddenly and change everything. Bing Crosby, famous for his smooth voice and numerous hits, was deeply affected by the loss, especially because the memorabilia represented his musical journey. His wife, Dixie, stood by him during this difficult time, and together, they focused on rebuilding their lives after the tragedy. However, despite their efforts, the emotional wounds from the fire never completely healed, casting a shadow over their family's happiness for years to come. The incident highlighted that no matter how successful or famous a person is, life can present unpredictable challenges that test their resilience. Throughout the years, Crosby continued his career, but the memory of the fire remained a private sorrow, a reminder of a moment when everything they loved was lost. The fire symbolized a loss of innocence and a reminder of life's fragile nature, and it left the Crosby family with emotional scars that long endured in their hearts. Immediately, Bing Crosby's name is forever linked to the song White Christmas, a piece that has become more than just a holiday tune. It is a symbol of Christmas itself for many people around the world. This song was written by Irving Berlin, a famous songwriter who created many memorable melodies. Crosby first performed White Christmas in 1941 during the movie Holiday Inn, and his soulful voice made the song an instant hit. It quickly spread across the globe, touching the hearts of millions, and earning a special place in holiday traditions. Over time, Crosby became known as the voice of Christmas because of the song's popularity and its ability to bring joy and comfort during the holiday season. Although he appreciated how the song connected him with so many listeners, he sometimes felt that he was being seen only as the singer of one song, which made him wish that people remembered his full career. Despite this, White Christmas holds the record as the best-selling single of all time, showing how deeply Crosby's voice and the song itself have become woven into the fabric of holiday celebrations. His legacy remains strong because of his talent to evoke feelings of warmth, nostalgia, and happiness. The song's success helped cement Crosby's place in music history, but it also sometimes made him feel like a prisoner of that one famous melody, even though his career included many other recordings, movies, and musical achievements that showcased his versatility and influence in the world of entertainment. As years go by, the song continues to be played each holiday season, reminding people of Crosby's timeless voice and the magic he brought to Christmas. Today, many still remember Bing Crosby, not only for his incredible talent, but also for how he made the holiday season special for generations. Although Bing Crosby was celebrated for his talent and success in Hollywood and the music industry, his approach to parenting was shaped by his intense work ethic. He dedicated countless hours to his career, which helped him reach levels of fame that many admired. However, his focus on work came at a personal cost. Crosby wanted to protect his children from the dangers and pitfalls that come with fame and the Hollywood lifestyle. To do this, he kept his children away from the spotlight and maintained a strict and sometimes distant parenting style. While his intention was to give them a stable and disciplined upbringing, his children often felt that his absence and rigid rules made him seem cold or uncaring. This sense of distance created tension in the family, and as the children grew older, they sometimes interpreted his actions as indifference. They longed for more warmth and connection, but Crosby's commitment to his career and his efforts to shield his family sometimes made him seem emotionally distant. Despite his many efforts to provide a good future for his children, the emotional separation left a lasting impression. In later years, Crosby was aware of the pain this caused and expressed some regret about the emotional detachment that marked his family life. His experience shows that even great success in work can sometimes lead to challenges within family relationships. Meanwhile, Dixie Lee, the first wife of Bing Crosby, faced many personal struggles that deeply affected her life. As Crosby's fame and success grew, Dixie found it increasingly difficult to find her own identity outside of her husband's shadow. She endured feelings of loneliness and depression, which often led her to alcohol as a way to cope with her emotional pain. With 4 children to care for and no support system, she felt isolated and overwhelmed. Her health started to decline as she battled ovarian cancer, a diagnosis that significantly worsened her suffering. During her final months, Crosby was often away attending to his career, leaving Dixie alone during her most difficult time. This decision haunted him for many years afterward, as he regretfully realized he was not there when she needed him most. Dixie's death in 1952 created a deep emptiness in Crosby's heart. It marked one of the most sorrowful moments in his life, leaving him with lasting feelings of grief and remorse. Her struggle and loss are seen as a tragic part of his personal history, reminding many of the human cost behind the fame. Certainly, during a difficult period in Bing Crosby's life, he sought comfort outside his marriage through a secret affair with actress Joan Caulfield. Known for her beauty, talent, and charm, Caulfield became a close confidant and source of emotional support for Crosby when he was facing personal struggles. Their relationship was kept hidden from the public eye, and it remained a secret until after Crosby's death, revealing the depth of what he was trying to hide. Despite finding companionship with Caulfield, Crosby was also deeply committed to his Catholic faith, which emphasized morality and fidelity. This created a conflict inside him, as he felt torn between his personal feelings and his religious values. He often found himself struggling to reconcile his desires with the moral standards he was expected to follow. The secrecy of the affair shows how complex Crosby's life was, especially considering his fame and the pressures of being a well-known public figure. His inner battle between personal happiness and moral principles was a private challenge he had to manage while maintaining his public image. The relationship with Caulfield reflects the difficulties that many face trying to live up to their beliefs while dealing with genuine human emotions and needs. Despite the turmoil, Crosby continued to be admired by many, although his private life remained a topic of speculation. and interest long after his passing. The affair remains a significant part of his life story, revealing a more personal side of the legendary singer, an actor that was seldom seen by the public. After the death of Dixie, Bing Crosby's life took a new turn when he found love again with actress Katharine Grant. They married in 1957, and this marriage brought Crosby a sense of happiness and stability that he had been missing. Together, they had 3 children and built a family life filled with love and companionship. Despite the joy that come with this new family, there were also some difficulties. Crosby's children from his first marriage often felt left out or neglected because they saw his new bond with Katharine and her children as very different from their own sometimes tense relationship with their father. These feelings of being left behind created some tension within the family, but Crosby and Katharine worked hard to keep their marriage strong. Katharine supported Crosby through many of the challenges he faced later in his life, standing by his side during both good times and bad. Their marriage was a story of love that endured despite the complications, showing how Crosby sought happiness not just in his career, but also in his family life. Throughout these years, Crosby's dedication to his new family remained clear, even as he faced the struggles that naturally come with blending families and aging. His story with Katharine reflects his search for lasting happiness, balancing his career, personal life, and the complexities of family relationships until the end. As the entertainment industry changed during the 1950s and 1960s, Bing Crosby's popularity began to decline, especially with the rise of rock and roll stars like Elvis Presley, who brought a new style and energy to music. Despite this shift, Crosby continued to perform and remained respected for his pioneering role in music and film. Over the years, he received many awards recognizing his extraordinary career and his influence on the entertainment world. These awards included lifetime achievement honors that celebrated his lasting impact on show business. Even with his decreasing popularity, Crosby's dedication to his craft stayed strong. Unfortunately, his later years were marked by serious health issues, including a fall in 1974 that nearly caused his death. This accident made him reduce his public appearances and step back from the stage and screen. The physical difficulties he faced showed how much his demanding career had taken a toll on his body, even as he remained a beloved figure for his contributions and groundbreaking work. Throughout his long career, Crosby's influence remained undeniable, and his legacy continued to inspire future generations of musicians and entertainers. Then in 1977, Bing Crosby traveled to Spain, a place he had always wanted to visit, and it turned out to be the last trip of his life. During this visit, he played a round of golf on a bright, sunny course. Known for his love of golf, Crosby enjoyed the game very much, and he played with friends who appreciated his cheerful nature and sense of humor. Throughout the game, he was in good spirits and seemed happy, sharing jokes and making everyone smile. When he finished playing, he turned to his friends and said, "That was a great game, fellas," with a big smile. But suddenly, he collapsed from a heart attack right there on the golf course. His sudden death was a sad moment, and it reflected his love for life, his joy of playing sports, and his lively personality. Even in his final moments, Crosby's warmth and charm shone brightly, just as they had throughout his life, making his passing a poignant end to a remarkable career. His life was marked by music, movies, and a genuine love for people, and his sudden departure was a reminder of how much he was loved. Crosby had a way of making everyone feel special, and even in his last hours, that warmth was felt by all around him. His legacy as a singer and actor remains strong, but this final moment on a golf course in Spain truly showed the man behind the music, full of joy and life. Firstly, Gary Crosby's 1983 memoir, Going My Own Way, caused a significant stir in Hollywood and among Bing Crosby's fans. The book revealed darker truths about the legendary entertainer that many people were unaware of. Gary, Bing's son, shared detailed accounts of his childhood, describing instances of emotional and physical abuse he experienced from his father. He talked about harsh punishments that were often severe and humiliating public weigh-ins that Bing used to enforce discipline. These revelations made many fans see Bing Crosby in a new and more complicated light, contrasting sharply with his public image. While Bing was known to many as a charming and loving family man, Gary's stories suggested a different reality behind closed doors. They raised questions about the pressures of parenting when children are under the watchful eye of fame, and about how discipline is handled across generations. The memoir made people think about the complicated family relationships that often hide behind the polished images presented to the public. It also sparked debates about what is acceptable in raising children and how fame can influence family life. Despite the controversy, the book remains a heartfelt account of the struggles and secrets that can lie behind a famous family's facade. Gary's words opened a window into the complex and often difficult realities of growing up in the shadow of a star like Bing Crosby. The memoir continues to serve as a powerful reminder of the human side of legendary figures and the challenges they face within their own families. After achieving fame as a beloved singer and actor, Bing Crosby's family experienced deep pain through a series of tragic events. His family's history was heavily marked by suffering that showed how fame can sometimes bring not just glory, but also emotional hardship. Crosby's sons, Lindsay and Dennis, faced enormous challenges after losing their mother, Dixie Lee, who had been a significant part of their lives. The grief from her passing left a lasting impact on them and caused emotional scars that were difficult to heal. Both Lindsay and Dennis struggled with feelings of depression and turned to substances to cope with their pain. Sadly, their struggles ended in tragedy when Lindsay took his own life in 1989, and Dennis followed with his suicide in 1991. These heartbreaking events cast a shadow over Bing Crosby's reputation and serve as a reminder of the hidden battles many children of famous people face. The suicides of Crosby's sons shocked their family and fans alike, and showed how emotional struggles can be overlooked behind the glitz and glamour of public life. These tragedies reveal that even those who seem successful and happy can face inner battles that are difficult to see from the outside. The emotional toll on the Crosby family reminds us that fame does not shield anyone from pain or suffering, and it highlights the importance of understanding and compassion for those battling mental health issues. The story of the Crosby family is a poignant example of the complex and often hidden struggles that come with fame, and the importance of support for mental well-being. Although Bing Crosby was a beloved singer and actor, his family faced many challenges behind the scenes. One of the most difficult issues involved conflicts among his children, especially with his son Gary Crosby. Gary made serious claims about their father, alleging that Bing Crosby had been abusive during his childhood. These revelations created a lot of tension within the family. However, not everyone accepted Gary's story. His brother Philip spoke out strongly against the accusations, calling them false, and saying they were based on misunderstandings. Philip believed that Bing Crosby's parenting was normal for that time and context, and he defended his father's methods. This disagreement caused a deep split among the Crosby siblings. Some saw their father as a harsh disciplinarian, while others felt his actions were hurtful and abusive. The public watched as these family disagreements became part of Bing Crosby's legacy. The conflict revealed how different family members remembered their childhood experiences differently. It also showed the difficulty of reconciling personal memories with the images the family shared openly. As the fight played out publicly, it added a new layer to Bing Crosby's story, making it clear that his life was much more complicated than just his fame and musical achievements. The sibling conflict demonstrated how personal struggles and differing opinions can shape the way we view famous families. It also brought attention to the issues of childhood discipline and the complex ways families remember their past. As the story unfolded, the public was left to understand that even iconic figures like Bing Crosby had a family history that was not always perfect or easy to understand. The ongoing disagreement about their father's parenting revealed the complexity of family relationships and the challenge of moving past conflicting memories. This debate continues to remind us that no family is without its problems, no matter how successful or admired they may appear from the outside. Despite facing many challenges and difficult moments in their family life, several of Bing Crosby's children managed to find success and joy in their own ways. Mary Crosby, who was born from Bing's second marriage to Katharine Grant, became well known for her acting. She played the character Kristen Shepherd on the famous TV show Dallas. Her role was especially memorable because it was part of the famous Who Shot JR storyline, which became a huge cultural event and captured the attention of millions of viewers. This story kept viewers talking everywhere and made Mary a recognizable face on television. Meanwhile, another of Bing Crosby's children, Nathaniel Crosby, made a name for himself in the world of sports. He became a successful golfer, winning the U.S. Amateur Championship, a very important and respected tournament in amateur golf. Nathaniel's success kept the Crosby family connected to the sport that Bing loved so much throughout his life. These achievements show that even in the face of adversity, the children of Bing Crosby could reach their goals, helping to create an inspiring story of resilience and talent within the family. Their accomplishments served as a bright spot amid the struggles and tragedies that surrounded their upbringing and personal lives. Their stories continue to remind us that perseverance and determination can lead to success, even in difficult circumstances. After establishing himself as one of the most beloved and influential singers and actors of the early 20th century, Bing Crosby's personal life became embroiled in a scandal that drew much public attention and controversy. During the 1950s, Crosby was involved with Pat Sheen, a woman who later became central to this dramatic chapter of his life. Their relationship, which was kept somewhat private at first, eventually became public knowledge and sparked widespread gossip. What made the situation more complicated was the fact that Sheen later married Crosby's son, Dennis, creating an uncomfortable and tense family dynamic. This marriage shocked many people, especially because of the close age difference and the existing emotional difficulties Dennis faced, including struggles with substance abuse. The relationship between Pat Sheen and Dennis Crosby was scrutinized heavily by the media and the public, who were both curious and judgmental. The scandal highlighted the complexities of Crosby's personal relationships and the difficulties he faced in maintaining a stable family life amid these controversies. For Dennis, who already battled his own problems, the situation added a burden that was difficult to handle. The event cast a shadow over Bing Crosby's once stellar reputation as a wholesome family entertainer, revealing that beneath the charming persona, there were personal struggles and emotional turmoil. This episode in Crosby's life remains a significant part of his story, often cited as a moment when his private world was exposed to the world's scrutiny. It shows how even the most adored public figures can face difficult, challenging moments within their families. Certainly, many people remember Bing Crosby as one of the greatest entertainers of his time, but his legacy reveals a story of stark contrasts that reveal the complexity of his life. On one side, Crosby was a pioneering artist whose smooth voice and relaxed style revolutionized the music industry. His recordings and performances set new standards for popular music and contributed greatly to the development of the crooning style, which became immensely popular during the 1930s and 1940s. Crosby was also a successful actor, starring in numerous movies that brought joy to audiences around the world. His ability to combine charm, wit, and genuine talent made him a beloved figure in Hollywood and beyond. However, behind the scenes, Crosby's personal life was marked by struggles that often clashed with his public persona. He faced challenges as a father and husband, dealing with issues that highlighted the pressures of fame. Despite his achievements, there were moments of personal hardship that cast a shadow over his image. This duality in Crosby's life shapes how he is remembered today, admired for his musical genius and cinematic work, yet also recognized for the private difficulties he faced. His story shows that even those who appear successful and confident on the outside can have struggles within. It reminds us that fame can bring both great achievements and heavy burdens, and that the legacy of someone like Crosby is not just built on talent, but also on the human moments of vulnerability and challenge that occur behind the scenes. His life continues to serve as a reflection of how fame and personal imperfection can coexist, influencing how future generations interpret his contributions and his setbacks. Crosby's legacy, therefore, remains a testament to the power of artistry and the complexity of the human condition. In conclusion, our video reveals the complex and often hidden layers of Bing Crosby's life that many never knew. While he was celebrated as a beloved singer, an actor who brought joy to millions, beneath that outward charm lay a man dealing with personal struggles, conflicts, and secrets. His relationships were often strained, and he faced criticism and rumors that questioned his character and choices. Despite his incredible success, Crosby's private life was filled with moments of regret, disputes, and emotional challenges that he kept away from the public eye. This deeper look helps us understand that even the most admired figures can have a darker side, showing that fame can hide many struggles. His story reminds us that behind the fame and applause, everyone faces battles we may never see. The contrast between his public success and private difficulties makes his life story richer and more human. Listening to his story, it's clear that Crosby's true legacy is not just the music and movies, but also the resilience it took to navigate a life filled with both achievement